T-Man978 Chill Review. Hello everyone, T-Man978 reviewing Marvel Legends Series 12-inch Spider-Man. I put him in this pose just to demonstrate how poseable he is. And of course, this is one of his optional heads that you will see throughout the video. Here's the front of the packaging, usually a little bit more neat than this, but I threw those heads in there. Side with that Walmart sticker on there, giving you some posability options right there. Here's some other play features you might want right there, and this picture right here. Now, he doesn't come packaged with this head on, but this is my favorite head sculpt ever since they introduced this type of thing with Pizza Spidey of the 6-inch variety Spider-Man. Like, it doesn't necessarily have to be a creeper face, but you can use this for hilarious situations if you want. It's sculpted nicely. As you can see, the fabric is wrinkled up around his cheeks and over his nose, which is cool. The teeth are well sculpted in there. The web pattern goes all around his head. And one problem that I have with this figure, like off top, I believe he's made out of red plastic from here on up, and they painted the blue on. I could be wrong in certain parts of it, but this red right here does not match the red of his arms and his feet right here. Like, I believe this shoulder is, I don't know. The shoulder might be, the whole thing might be red plastic, but for some reason, this doesn't match well with the arms and the legs and the head. In person, definitely. It's way darker and duller looking than the brightness of the head and the forearms and the hands. Pros about the figure: it does have a good amount of articulation. It doesn't have too much head pivot right there, but you can look up decently. I honestly would like it if he looked even further up. And when you turn his head to the side, his chin like bumps right there, so his head doesn't turn as much as Captain America and Iron Man. And like I said with them, I wish it had a joint at the base of the neck to get him even better posability. He has the same type of diaphragm joint, which is good. So he can rock forward, rock back, and then I love this new ab crunch design that I hope that they eventually put into the 6-inch figures. I doubt it, or it might be years down the line. But he can crunch forward that much and crunch back that much. He still has the excuse me, the butterfly joint that the smaller, like Pizza Spidey has, but it doesn't seem to crunch in as much right there. Like, they cut that too early to me, but it does go back a decent bit. One thing I don't like is the way that is. It doesn't match up with this. Like, this matches up with here, but you have to twist his shoulder down like that to make it match, which is unfortunate. Of course, he has double jointed elbows, and the hands tend to come out easier. They have like a lump right here. I don't know why they molded it like that. So when you put his hands out, it pushes it out all the way. And a lot of people might not like that they put the web shooter, which is just a silver nub, on the inside of his forearm. I mean, it would probably look crazy right here, but you can get around it depending on the pose. He does come with the web shooting hands. So you just basically have to rotate his arm out, which is kind of realistic, but the way real humans' arms bend, that probably wouldn't look so weird. But I love the diaphragm joint the most with all 4 of these figures that I have so far. His hips are the weakest. They only go out that far, and for Spider-Man, that should be against the law. He can kick up quite a bit. He has this rotation right here, that right there, and boot cut. I love boot cut super ankle pivot. The foot can go up and back, and then he has this toe, which actually came in handy with some of the poses that I did for him. Now, one thing I don't like about his body is you can almost tell that this is the Bucky Cap of this line. He can pretty much be anybody because he doesn't have any unique molding to him. This spider isn't 3D or anything. This spider isn't 3D. So all you have to do is repaint this as anybody, and you're good to go. Now, they sort of did do that with this guy. They have the exact same body. They gave him a too big head, but we'll get into that in his review. But this is a good figure. Besides 2 whipping hands and 2 open palm hands, he does come with 2 fists. So there's that option right there. And he does come with this nice Peter Parker unmasked face right there, with his little cocky smirk, I guess. It's nicely sculpted. It doesn't look like, I mean, I like the hair. It doesn't look like there's any like airbrushing in there to give it any special shading. But like I said before, most of these faces are purely cartoony looking. But this is good to me. And if for some reason you waited for me to review this, no, this figure is not just a blown up version of the Pizza Spidey mold. All the faces are uniquely tooled. So there you go with that. It's awesome. It's cool. One thing I had a problem with when I opened it, his ab crunch was like super loose. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, it got tight. Like it couldn't hold this pose when I first opened it, but I don't know how, but it got tighter without me doing anything. But please be aware with this Captain America and Deadpool that the ab crunch, they can hold poses, but they're a little bit more loose than you would imagine or want. Here is his scale against 2 other heroes. So there you go with that. Looks nice to me. You want to see him with his mask on, don't you? And there you go with that. Well, at the end of the day, he is really posable and really fun. Only problem I have mainly is this head not being able to twist around into a specific position that I would want. When I pose this diaphragm joint to be at an angle that I really like, he's always tending to look down, which I don't really like. Like I said, I wish they gave them the neck joint thing, and I seriously doubt they'll ever do that because that'll just be costing more money, and these things aren't exactly flying off the shelf like the 12-inch Marvel Legends. So, yeah. These are good figures. If you see them at a good price, buy them. If you can afford them at their regular price, buy them, because you will still have fun doing things like this, especially if you have a stand that can actually hold a pose like this. But anyway, I like it. He's cool. Thank you, Ricky Dones. Until next time, T-Man978 out of here. Thank you for watching.